Good morning, everyone. Welcome back in. The nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class for 2025 have now been released. Some names are familiar, others maybe a little more obscure.
Yeah, like everyone knows Mariah Carey, Billy Idol, and Chubby Checker, but have you ever heard of groups like Mana and Fish?
Fish is a huge jam band.
Yeah, we know Fish.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Ed Sheeran, by the way. Today turns 34.
Oh, wow.
Oh, happy birthday to him.
Tony Kurre is the man speaking now. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
It's always interesting to look at the list and see who was left off.
Get so excited to see this list like Christmas time, just to see and the fact that there's 14 nominees on here, and there's a bunch of them on here that we'll just kind of, we were going through the break, just like yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Chubby Checker, really interesting. 39 years, almost to the day that he was nominated the first time with Elvis Presley and the Beatles, and all of a sudden 39 years later.
And he wasn't nominated any time.
He hasn't been
over
nominated
the
ever
last 30?
since. In 39 years now,
Wow.
he's not. So I don't know if that is somewhat of a precursor to the fact that Outkast and Mana, they're trying to be very, very eclectic, trying to be different. People sitting there, it's like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because it's country artists. To get up, stop. It's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It doesn't matter whether it's rock and roll or not. It's music. We know that.
Chubby Checker.
Chubby Checker should not get in, but there's no doubt that when he came out with a twist, it took the world by storm. And so if you want to say that, Cyndi Lauper, I think, is a slam dunk, 10 top hits. I mean, she's unbelievable. And we just mentioned Girls Just Want to Have Fun was not a #1 hit. But I think she's in only because she's still relevant now. She's still touring. I think that's really important. And of course, Bad Company, a band that people have been clamoring for a long time, is very interesting. Paul Rodgers, a lot of people would say that he's the greatest singer of all time outside Freddie Mercury. I've talked to every rock and roller, Ted Nugent, I've talked to everyone, and everyone loves Paul Rodgers. They love his voice. It's very different. But he gets in with Bad Company, but we have to remember that Bad Company actually was 2 bands, because Brian Howe came in 1986 for Fame and Fortune and kind of took the band. They had a lot more hits with Brian Howe than they did with Paul Rodgers, but everyone remembers the Paul Rodgers Bad Company. They were cooler than, of course, the big hit machine maker of Bad Company in the 80s.
I like that. The Black Crowes.
Black Crowes, I think they're back on the road again too. Chris Robinson and his brother, if they can just not beat the bejeebers out of each other, I think they're going to be fine.
They have issues.
They have big time issues, but man, when they get on stage together, they're fantastic. If it was a Don Henley, Glenn Frey kind of thing, but they should be up there. It should be great.
All right. There you go.
Well, I saw that the White Stripes are on there as well. I'm a fan of Jack White, so I'm happy to see him in there. I know some people, of course, feel like, we shouldn't have put him in there. We should have put some other people in there. But, that's kind of how it goes, right, with these things.
It's funny, too, because you have to have an album at least 25 years old, your first album, and that's the year 2000. If your first album came out in 2000, you can now be in the Rock and Roll of Fame, which is kind of a bummer.
Now, I love Oasis. I know they're an eclectic, different personality group, too.
Yeah, they're back on the road, too.
But I love Oasis.
Same with Outkast. Very eclectic, very, unique in their sound. So it is cool to see this list.
Shouldn't get in yet. Mariah Carey's on this list. I mean, slam dunk, right? I mean, Mariah Carey should be in, period, but is it just too soon? Are we going to make her wait? I don't think so. In Soundgarden, Chris Cornell saw one of his last shows at the Tuscaloosa Amphitheater before he committed suicide. I think he gets in, unfortunately, because he's no longer with us. But Soundgarden was a big part of that grunge push, book of rock and roll.
All right, I guess we will wait and see.
We'll see. I'll be back in after they announce the winners. How's that?
All right, sounds good.
Love you, ladies.
Love you too. Back in a moment.